There's a classic and boring question. If you were to die soon, what kind of things would you do? Marcel Proust, a very famous and very good French novelist, was asked this question. But it was not his response that was powerful. It was what he thought about the question itself that was a bridge into wisdom. He thought the question revealed something vital about human experience. According to Proust, if you look at most people, you would conclude that human beings are designed to suffer. It's what we seem to do best, as though suffering were the meaning of our lives. We complain, we whine, we cry, we live in silent despair, suspended between morose anxiety and apathetic silliness. And you might think that we have great reason to think of ourselves in such a bad state. When you consider the frail state of our bodies, when you think about the insecurities of our love life, when you think about inevitable accidents and diseases that confront us, as well as the alienating state we feel ourselves to be in. Proust thought the question of, what would you do if you were to die shortly, was an interesting question, because all the answers to it reveal something fundamental, a deep SophieBite. If you were to die soon, most of us would begin to live more deeply. We would pursue the partner we never thought we could have. We would chase down those immediate dreams we thought we could never get. Suddenly, confronted with death, we would begin to live more deeply. Suddenly, we would begin to realize how many projects, travels, love affairs, studies, our lives, hide from us, made invisible by our laziness, which, certain of a future, delays it incessantly. In other words, the fact that we would suddenly feel so attached to life when our life is at its end suggests that maybe it was never life itself that was so bad, but our quotient version of it. Our pain and dissatisfaction are really the result of a certain way of living, a certain way of thinking. Our suffering is a result of a certain way of being. What Proust is saying is that there is nothing really bad about human life. In fact, it's full of wonder, passion, and meaning, and it is always already there. It is because we imagine ourselves to live forever that suddenly we get so bored and frustrated. According to Proust, if we would just understand deeply the fact that we are going to die, we would suddenly begin to live more deeply. Due acknowledgement of our own mortality would force us to reconsider what our priorities are. What are the implications of death? The wisdom here is that you are going to die, you will not live forever. Because of this, you have to be clear about what is important to you right now and commit to those priorities. If you don't, you will begin to live like other people. You will begin to live a life of mass desperation. Keep anarchy in your hearts and live with passion.